Hey everyone, and welcome to the Trey Mitchell podcast. I am joined here with my good friend Keenan, and there is some breaking news that just happened about an hour ago coming out of Lucasfilm itself. So Keenan, why don't you kind of let us know what this news is, and then I'll read the official press release from Lucasfilm.
For sure. Yeah. The breaking news, which just is what is today? Thursday, random Thursday.
November
We
9th.
should make like a segment. We should make a segment like Star Wars Random Thursdays or something, because that's when like all this news starts to drop is on these random days. But
I kind
it
of
is
love it
Thursday,
because
right?
it is Thursday.
Okay.
Like I remember when the Han Solo movie was announced. I was sitting at Krispy Kreme on like a Tuesday in summer. And I was like, oh, okay. Like it's just right in
Yeah,
time. So
exactly. Yeah. Well, I guess it's fine. But the news is that Rian Johnson will be returning to work with Lucasfilm. He signed I'm guessing a three-picture deal to do a brand new trilogy for Star Wars, but has nothing to do with the Skywalker saga, which is just music to my ears. Nothing against the Skywalker saga, of course,
hmm
but new stuff in the Star Wars universe. I know you're hyped about it. I can't wait to hear your reaction on it.
so okay, so I'm gonna read the official press release from Lucasfilm, and then we can kind of go into this more. So they said headline: Ryan Johnson, writer director of Star Wars: The Last Jedi, to create all new Star Wars trilogy. Um, For director Rian Johnson, Star Wars: The Last Jedi was just the beginning of his journey in a galaxy far, far away. Lucasfilm is excited to announce that Johnson will create a brand new Star Wars trilogy, which which of the the first of which he is also set to write and direct, with longtime collaborator Ram Bergman on board to produce. As the writer-director of The Last Jedi, Johnson conceived and realized the powerful film of which Lucasfilm and Disney are immensely proud, which is that in itself. I mean, Lucasfilm was really freaking proud about this movie, which makes me even more hyped to see
Yeah.
it in next month. In shepherding this new trilogy, which is separate from the episodic Skywalker saga, Johnson will introduce new characters from a corner of the galaxy that Star Wars lore has never before explored. And that's kind of, and then they just talk about how much they loved working with Ryan. But so Keenan called me, or no, I Keenan tagged me on Twitter, and I opened it, and I was walking back from getting food on my college, and I immediately called him, and like I was screaming, like I was making these sounds, and everyone around me was like looking at me, but I was so hyped. Like my roommate started to distance himself from me because I was making these squeals, and that's what Star Wars does to me. It makes me squeal. I mean, this is amazing. You let's say, okay, it like a month ago, right? We heard that J.J. Abrams was doing Episode 9.
hmm
For most of us, instant reaction was, oh, why couldn't they get Ryan, right?
Exactly.
But
100%.
now it's like, okay, like that's okay because we'll get three other movies with him.
Dude, okay, not to cut you off, but like
No, I was done.
before the whole thing with what was the guy's name that was doing episode 9 before?
Colin Trevorrow.
Colin Trevorrow. So yes, before that whole thing happened, there was the Ryan Johnson at one point in time said he would love to come back and do another film, a Star Wars film. So,
hmm
as soon as that opening happened, I think everybody's immediate, thought was they have to get Ryan Johnson to come back on for episode 9. And then they announced J.J. Abrams. Everyone's, kind of, either you hate it or you're fine with it
Yeah.
for the most part. I really like The Force Awakens, so I have no problem with it. It's like you're fine with it. You're like, okay, J.J. Abrams, he's been here, been there, done that. He can, step back in pretty easily. But at the same time, you had this like sense of like, man, like we haven't seen The Last Jedi, but there's something about it that feels so like set apart and special,
I mean,
and you just couldn't help. You wanted to have Ryan Johnson come back for 9, but this is better than him coming back for episode 9, in my opinion.
I mean, in going back to what you're saying about The Last Jedi being special,
Hmm.
Kathleen Kennedy went on to say, "We all loved working with Ryan in The Last Jedi. He's a creative force, and watching him craft The Last Jedi from start to finish was one of the greatest joys of my career. Ryan will do amazing things with this blank canvas of this new trilogy." Like, I just got chills from reading that. One, because The Last
It's
Jedi is. I've been saying this ever since Force Awakens came out. The Last Jedi will be the best Star Wars movie ever made, and like
I
I got a
agree.
lot of shit about that on Twitter when it came out from people, but that's Twitter. But
Yeah.
like, so much hype, so much hype. I mean, this
It's
is
a perfect
amazing.
marriage.
Yeah, and one of the things, I mean, if some of you don't haven't seen a Ryan Johnson film, I think he did a movie called Brick, right? That was his first.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
he's done Brick, which I haven't seen, and then he did Looper, which is one of my favorite films.
Yep.
And my roommate Jamie and my friend Jamie, he I had Looper playing in our living room, and he kind of was doing homework and stuff. And about 20 minutes, like, he wasn't really particularly gonna watch the movie. He was just kind of playing. Like, 20 minutes into the
Hmm.
film, he was locked in. Like, and then he watched it for like the whole 2 hours and was like, wow, that is amazing. Like, I finally understand why you're this obsessed with The Last Jedi. So, I mean, that's just from one movie, and we're so hyped around The Last Jedi. It hasn't even came out yet or come out yet. But
Right.
I mean, this news is amazing. Like a whole trilogy from one director. I mean,
It
we've
doesn't
never
get any
seen that.
better.
Well, I guess George Lucas did it with the prequels, but I
Yeah.
mean, what do you think this trilogy is gonna be? I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Like, I mean, there's so many different things based on the specific, like if you're looking deep into the wording of the article that came. I didn't watch the Star Wars show on YouTube when I saw it pop up the notification. I'm assuming they talked more about it or gave out more information than you get in the article, but the whole idea of having a blank canvas, um, or when they mentioned he would have a blank canvas for new characters, I'm thinking that this is just something completely different. But I wouldn't say that they wouldn't bring in characters, loved characters from, I don't know, comics or books or, something like that, or maybe some of, I don't know, some older material or something like that.
Older
Like I wouldn't
material.
put it past them. Whatever, I'm trying to call it the non-canon stuff. I can't legends,
Legends,
or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, I couldn't get it out. I wouldn't doubt that they bring, maybe a character, here or there. But I don't think that they're gonna try to rehash something that's already been. It just doesn't seem like something Ryan
I
Johnson
mean,
would do. Is try to remake another story that's already existed.
it says Ryan will do amazing things with the blank canvas of this new trilogy. So, I mean, what? This has to be the Old
I take that
Republic.
as like no, I don't see that. Like
You don't see
we'll,
the
we'll
Old
probably
Republic?
disagree. No, I don't see that happening. I honestly don't.
Wow.
And I know that like Ryan Johnson's a fan of it and everything like that. I just don't see it happening. I think I look at it as like for me it's like starting this whole like it's like reintroducing us to this universe all over again. Like this, I don't know. I see it as like a brand new, I don't know, restarting Star Wars in a way, but from a different side of the galaxy,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. I think they're gonna introduce something we've never heard of or never seen before, like have no knowledge of.
I'm.
But
I
we'll
kind
disagree
of.
on that, which is okay.
Yeah, I do disagree with you on that because
Hmm.
I heard before this that there's a certain character in The Force Awakens who I heard is going to be integral to the sequel to the trilogy after this current trilogy, and then and that the trilogy after this current trilogy was going to be an Old Republic trilogy. So
Hmm.
I don't want to get into spoilers, but this makes me believe what I heard even more. And a blank canvas, it makes too much sense to do the Old Republic in my opinion because it's hard to tell a Star Wars story that involves Jedi without the
Hmm.
Skywalkers, and it's even harder to tell a Star Wars story that just doesn't involve Jedi at all because
Right.
even Rogue One, it it was good, but I mean, they even had to, like, Darth Vader had to be in. If Darth Vader wasn't in that movie would not be as good, in my opinion. And that's technically, I mean, that's Darth Vader, which is kind of Anakin Skywalker, which isn't a Jedi, but
Yeah.
they were still. I mean, and Chirrut was still kind of a Jedi, even though he wasn't. So I mean,
That's a fair point.
unless it's unless it was like a straight war film, like I thought Rogue One was gonna be, I think you have to have Jedi in it, and the Old Republic is such a fresh thing that has never been tackled in anything but Legends. We've seen a little bit of Darth Bane in the Clone Wars. We've seen concept art of Revan that never made it into the Clone Wars. We've seen stuff from Star Wars Rebels that took place in an old battle between armies of the Jedi and armies of the Sith. Kyber crystals, Kylo Ren's lightsaber is an old design from the Old Republic. That there's so many things that connect it, and it's so far behind that, in my opinion, Star Wars...
It's like thousands of years, right?
Oh, yeah, thousands of years. And Star Wars and Harry Potter are the only two, I keep saying that. Star Wars and Harry Potter are the only two pop culture phenomenons that have the ability to tell stories that far in advance or that far behind that still feel like that universe. Marvel, you can't do that. DC, you can't do that. Superheroes are modern things. Star Wars, you can go back thousands of years. You show a it's so easy to make it feel like it's in Star Wars. You have it on Coruscant.
Right.
You have a lightsaber. You show the Force, and instantly you know what galaxy you're in. And I think Rian Johnson, even just watching Looper, and we see that kid who's basically a young Anakin Skywalker. It just it makes me so excited because I think The Last Jedi is going to be a little divisive in what it does with certain characters, and I think it's not going to be the Star Wars movie for everyone because it's going to be a dark film. And I think that gives Rian Johnson the ability to go to a dark film trilogy in the Old Republic and it not be this saga, which is so integral because this changes how we feel about the original trilogy. And then you give Ryan that kind of creative freedom to go back and do the Old Republic, and I think he has even more creative ability. He's writing and directing all of these, and he's a damn good writer. So, to me, it's older. It just makes too much sense to be an Old Republic movie or Old Republic trilogy. But that's just my take. But just because
you're kind of
convincing. I'm kind of trying to. But, I mean, it doesn't have to be that far back. It could be... So, our friend Gabe on Twitter asked us, what timeline do you see this new trilogy taking place, after 9 or before 1? And I'm just going to... Well, here, I've been talking, so I'll let you answer that first.
For me, clearly, I think it's well before Episode 1. In my opinion, I think it's going to be well before. I don't think they're going to... If there's even a slight chance of there being... an episode 10 through 12, I think that they're going to make sure that this new trilogy is going to happen beforehand.
Yeah.
I think now's the time to explore the past because they're still going to be making films for the future, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think now would be the right time to explore the past.
And they can do that with not being just like an Old Republic movie, but see, the thing is, before Episode 1, that's a time frame that Yoda's going to be in it, so it's not going to be a blank slate. I just, as cool as that would be, I would love to see something before Episode 1, but there isn't a ton of story to tell because the Sith have been away for thousands of years. So what are you going to tell? There's no real antagonist. You know?
No telling. Whatever, Ryan, whatever it is, God, this feels like this is happening so fast, but
it's great.
Whatever it is, Rian Johnson had this idea, and I think he's had it for a while. And I don't know if it came from working with the characters that he's working with right now, or he's just has had this fan idea because he's a fan of Star Wars. Maybe he's just had this idea of doing this. But the idea is definitely good enough to convince Lucasfilm to give him a 3-picture contract.
A whole trilogy. That is unheard of.
Writing and directing it by himself.
And any other director, I'd be terrified. Because the only other director that
Yeah,
has written and directed a Star Wars trilogy is George Lucas. Say what you want about
and
him.
we still haven't even seen The Last Jedi. We haven't
Yep.
seen The Last Jedi, and
Hmm.
so many people are already really excited about it, which is just
And and
ah,
with everything that has been going on with Lucasfilm's directors, they can't
right,
really they're not very confident in most of their directors, right?
right.
Well, this is not that because they're so
No,
confident that
it's
they're
the
giving this
opposite.
man 3 films to write. I mean, this is so awesome. And someone else on Twitter, Daniel at the Parker Luck underscore said, any predictions on what this trilogy will end up focusing on? What do you want to see? I'll go ahead and answer this because I kind of already have. I think it's going
Hmm.
to focus on things that they will touch on in The Last Jedi, and that is the origins of the Force. We have seen the Force tree. We have seen the
Hmm.
Journal of the Wills. I think the Journal of the Wills can be the plot. I just came up with that now, but I think that can be. I mean, there. It's the start of the Force.
The
It's the
first
old.
Jedi.
Yeah, that would be funny.
The last first
Ryan
Jedi.
Johnson, the director of all the damn Jedi endings, except for the Return, which maybe he did
Right.
direct. Maybe he was a ghost director. We should just like change Anakin to a Force Ghost Ryan Johnson at the end of that movie.
I'm down 100%.
But things. I mean, I don't think
He's,
this
you
is.
know,
Go ahead.
it's what's weird is I see like Ryan Johnson almost has like the new George Lucas. Like he's
Yeah,
the face of Star Wars right now.
and that's awesome because he's so nice. And the one time we didn't sleep over at Star Wars Celebration, he went out and met everyone, and that sucks.
Yeah, that pisses me off. That I don't know. You see that he liked my
Oh,
tweet the other day?
oh, did he? Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I like tweeted
He's
him
so
something about
interact.
Looper.
He is the director of all. I mean, he's the fans director. He shares stuff on
Yeah,
social media. He's interactive.
the people's champ.
Yeah. Actually, going back to Star Wars Celebration, and I'll keep this short. In one of my classes, my teacher was like, "So, what's the worst day of your life?" And I said, "The first day
Oh,
of Star Wars Celebration." And they said, "What is the best day of your life?" And I'm like, "The third day of Star Wars Celebration." So that was an interesting
that's
time,
so accurate.
right? Um, yeah, but I mean, Ryan Johnson's so nice, and something we haven't even talked about, and I should have done this. I'm stupid. Is they're also making a Star Wars live action TV show. So
Yeah,
Variety is reporting that Star Wars was planning a live-action TV series to air on the Disney streaming network, which will come out by the end of 2019. So in 2 years,
unbelievable.
we'll have their own Star Wars show, and kind of let's transition into that. I'll here you answer the last question if you have any predictions on what the last on if any predictions on what the trilogy will end up focusing on and what do you want to see in it, and then we'll go to the live action TV show.
As far as predictions, like I don't know, like when I read it, when I first read the article, the first thing I thought it was like everything brand new, maybe with hints of older characters. As in terms of like what I'd like to see, you kind of really were convincing me on the Old Republic as something. I don't know. Maybe this is the time for something to be like for the Old Republic to be on screen. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they do something with a live action TV show. For all we know, we can
But
get
what
into
do you
that.
want to?
But
Okay, never mind.
as far as what I want to see, I think I don't know. It's happening so fast. I'm trying to think, but going back to the whole idea of like jokingly saying the first Jedi, but like the origins of the Force is something that I find pretty interesting. Um, I don't know. Everything's happening so fast, so it's hard to think of everything. But I don't know. That whole idea, I think that sounds good, and I'll just leave it as that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of already said what I wanted to see. I want to see the origin of the Force. I want to see. I'd see a damn Porg movie if Ryan Johnson wanted to show me that. I love the Porgs. Hope Chewbacca doesn't need them, but yeah.
Mm.
So that's kind of what we're going to talk about with the major news. But secondly, which would be its own headline on any other day, is that there is going to be a Star Wars live action TV show, and there is no idea what this is going to be. So let's not pretend like we know. Let's just kind of say what we want to see. So Keenan, do you have any ideas what you would want to see in a Star Wars live action TV show? And keep in mind that we are also getting a new Star Wars animated TV show, which we know nothing
Unbelievable.
about. But then that is from Dave Filoni. So sensory
You
overload.
know, There's so much content coming from Star Wars now. I have no complaints about it. There's content everywhere. Like I feel like all these companies are at a war for everybody's attention. But Disney has my attention when it comes to the streaming service for sure. I don't really know what I want story wise, but I don't want it to be something like I don't want it to. I want it to be like high budget, like HBO
Hmm.
type budget for these shows. Like if they can make something like to the quality of like a Game of Thrones, but make
I
it
mean,
Star
that
Wars,
in itself is pretty damn hard.
it is. It's like like $1 million an episode for a
I think
Game of
it's
Thrones or
more.
something like that. It's tough, but I feel like Disney, if anybody, could do it. And if they nail it, like if they really nail, look at how much revenue there is. So much to be made off of Game of Thrones, money
Hmm.
wise. I feel like they will get that type of results for Star Wars if they do something to that level. That's just what I would really hope for. I'm not sure. I don't know what the whole I don't know the whole end game is or the goal for Disney's streaming services. Do they want it to be Netflix quality, which is still really good quality? Their shows are top notch too. But as far as the show, I would like to see something on the scale of Game of Thrones.
Okay, okay. So for me, I want to see Blade Runner and Star Wars with Coruscant. That's it.
So you're already like mapping out storylines.
Dude, I've been doing this for 19 years.
Yeah, true.
um, Kind of that Star Wars 1313 video game that was in development, but a
Mhm.
show. Because, I mean, they were going to make that. I think it was going to be, I'm not sure if it was, yeah, it was going to be the live action. I think they have like 100 scripts or some crazy number of scripts. Or like
Mhm.
100 episodes planned out of that show. And I think there's no way they will just not use that. And I just think if you have Coruscant and you kind of just make that the main character is the planet itself, that would be pretty interesting. For the story I want to see told the most is besides Old Republic, but even Old Republic, man, that's such a like a big chunk of time that
Yep.
like it's just saying the Old Republic, you have to be more specific. Um, Also, going back to the Old Republic for maybe being the Star Wars trilogy, I want to see David Harbour play Darth Bane. I was just thinking about that earlier, and I wanted to kind of put that out there because I can't
Yeah.
think of anyone else who would play Darth Bane and look awesome as the bald man. But kind of the story I want to see most in a Star Wars animated show is just what happens between episodes 6 and 7. But I don't think that's
Hmm.
something that we'll really see until at least after The Last Jedi is out. Because I think The Last Jedi will give out a lot of new info about what takes place between episodes 6 and 7. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't really know what I want the live action show to be. I want it to be, like I said, sort of Blade Runner and Star Wars, but it's more celebrating the news than what it actually is going to be because we have no
Yeah.
idea.
It's so soon. Like once you get like a little bit of time to like uh sit and think about all the possibilities, then things start to really open up. And I'm like I have no doubt like probably within the next month we're gonna hear or like maybe a little bit after The Last Jedi comes out, you'll start to hear some, oh, this is the idea Ryan Johnson has or something like that, you know.
For
We won't get
the
like a
for
full like
the Star Wars
outline of what it
trilogy,
is.
for the
Yeah,
Star Wars
like,
trilogy, I mean,
you know,
if it's coming out in 2020, they'll have to start filming presumably in 2018. No. Well,
yep,
okay. If
probably towards the end.
I mean, if episode 9 is coming out in 19, they're starting January of 18. So, okay, maybe a little over a year they'll start filming. So you have to make casting calls. You have to, I mean, one would think they've already planned out this trilogy. Like they probably already have out the storyboard. That's crazy.
That's
That like, I
incredible.
mean, this is the thing. We hear about this news now. This is not news to Disney. Disney has been planning this for
No,
probably over a year. I mean, not planning. Like it's been in development for probably over a year, and we just don't know about it.
I think the ideas. I think. I think that's what stopped Ryan Johnson from doing episode 9. To be honest, I think
Oh yeah, for
has
sure.
had this idea, and then maybe they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna get to that, but maybe can you do episode 9 first, and then we'll get to that." And I think he got what he wanted in the end
Hmm.
with this.
Ryan always wins.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
He
It,
deserves it.
oh man, I mean, it's so great to be a Star Wars fan right now. And this is why I want to work for Star
Yep.
Wars. I want to know this stuff before it comes out. And I want to be like, yeah, well, I'm the one who was like, why don't we cast David Harbour as Darth Bane? And then they're like, oh, you're so
Let's
smart.
get let's get like Joseph Gordon-Levitt in one of these movies.
Oh,
'Cause, you know
he
he's
has.
a
I mean, he will
big fan.
be. Well, but also he's in every Ryan Johnson movie, including The
Yeah,
Last Jedi. I
incredible.
don't know. I don't think we know who he's playing, but I know Tom Hardy is a stormtrooper. So
I think he's playing like some sort of CG character.
really, can he be Korg?
I think so.
Wait, have you seen Thor Ragnarok yet?
You mean Korg like the best character
Yeah.
all year long?
Have you seen Thor Ragnarok yet?
Yeah, dude, that's like top five Marvel movies for me.
It might be my favorite Marvel movie, to be honest. Like I
I don't
want to see it
blame you.
again immediately. It was so. Can we
Yeah,
just
me
talk about
too.
that for a second?
Yeah, because I can go on for forever about this.
I mean, okay, so that's kind of like the end of the Star Wars discussion. Now we're just going to talk about Thor because this needs to be a discussion. That movie was freaking awesome. That was, I mean, that's what I thought Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was going to be, and I didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Yeah,
but I loved Thor
I
Ragnarok, man.
loved it.
Like the opening scene, I mean,
Oh my gosh,
I
it's
can't
like
talk
ripped
about
off
it.
pages of a comic book.
Yeah,
And like
it was.
I was actually concerned because I was like I don't want it to be too much like Guardians, but it kind of was, but it also wasn't in a way.
I mean, it was the
Like
best of
some of the
Guardians.
tone was like Guardians. Yeah, what I liked about it the most was okay. First of all, like I said this in my review, I hated the first two Thor movies. Even the first one, I don't like it because I'm like you put
It's
Earth
boring.
or you put Thor on Earth with no powers for like half the movie. I mean, he acts like a doofus in the first movie at least. I mean, he acts like he's so incompetent. And this one, they really stripped down the character of Thor. It kind of like they kind of gave Thor that moment of like, if you're nothing without the suit, you don't deserve to have it. Like
Yeah,
that was pretty
yeah.
much the whole movie for
I mean,
Thor.
and we see in the trailer his hammer gets crushed. So
Yeah,
that's like Iron Man without his suit.
yeah,
Or
pretty
well, I
much.
mean Iron Man. I mean, or like Green Lantern without his ring or something
Oh,
like
wait,
that.
are we talking spoilers at all?
No, let's not.
Okay, dang. All right,
No,
we'll talk about it because I have
it's
like a
hard.
theory.
We can talk about it
Um,
afterwards.
yeah, I just have to say, like, I love Thor Ragnarok.
Me
Core,
too.
best
It,
character I've ever seen all year
dude,
long.
Korg. My go-to pickup line on Tinder now is gonna be like, so you want to go start a revolution with me?
Revolution.
It was
What did he say? He said something like
my mom.
goodbye. Or
What?
he's like, hey, new Doug, or something like that. He's like, goodbye, new
Yeah,
Doug.
yeah. He's like, so the revolution failed. It was just my mom and her boyfriend, and I hate her boyfriend.
And
Korg was great.
the piss off ghost one when Loki goes through the wall or whatever.
Piss off, Walgreens.
Amazing. God, man, that movie was amazing. Blew my
It was
mind.
so I was the thing I wanted out of it is I wanted just fun. Like I wanted it to be so fun, and it was so fun.
Hmm.
Like I think the second act was the strongest when they're
Yeah.
on. What was the planet?
What are you talking about, Sakaar?
Yeah, when they were on Sakaar. For some reason, I
Yeah.
was gonna say that, but then I thought, oh wait, no, that's Dakar. Dakar's from Star Wars. Okay, so I
Yeah.
was confused. But I think that was the kind of the strongest part of the movie. I thought the third act was great, but I thought the finale, like, I don't want to say what happened, but sort of just like the ending of the movie was kind of like, oh, okay, I guess it's done. And
Yeah.
I know you had a problem with
Yeah, it
the
kind of did
second
end
post credit scene.
abruptly.
Hmm.
It kind of did end a little abruptly.
Yeah, I was just
Like,
sad
kinda
it
out
was
of nowhere.
over, kind of. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
I wanted like, I would do this for 3 hours if I could.
And see, like, this is the first time I really want another Thor movie. Like I was just like, man, I hope another one comes out, even though I doubt they do a fourth Thor movie. But
I mean, I would only want one if Taika Waititi was in it or was directing it.
directing it, I hope we still see Korg like in
We
another movie,
better.
like in
I mean,
Infinity War.
given I can't say that. I think we will.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, I want to go see that again, either tomorrow or Saturday. Just because
Yeah,
it's like
I'm gonna
I
go
just
see.
I mean it's like The Force Awakens. Like I mean I'm not comparing the two, but like I had so much fun with The Force Awakens. Like I just smiled the whole time. And Thor
Yeah.
Ragnarok, I smiled the whole time. And like at one point I turned to my friend Jamie and I go, "This is freaking awesome." Like and then like
It's so different.
the music was so good, just like the Led Zeppelin, like the
Yeah.
80s feel, like the colors. Hulk was funny. Thor was like abnormally funny, like way funnier than I thought he could ever be.
Like
Jeff Goldblum
Chris
was
Hemsworth
great.
nailed it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's his best role I've ever seen him, man. Jeff
Absolutely.
Goldblum, Tessa Thompson was great. Freaking Kate Blanchett was like amazing.
And I had no problem with comedy. I know a lot of people want to complain about
That's what I
that,
liked
but
about it.
it was so good.
See,
It wasn't forced or anything. It flowed so well with the story.
See, I think the thing about that separates this from say like a Doctor Strange is I think the Doctor Strange comedy only worked like half the time. Like it fell flat
Right.
so much for me that like it
It
just
was
took
forced.
me out of the movie. Like
Because
I'm like,
Doctor Strange is a serious movie. They made it like
in a serious
What-
character.
exactly serious movie, serious character, and then they would slide in jokes during serious moments. What I like about Thor Ragnarok is Taika Waititi will not hesitate to say this movie is a comedy, and he owns that it's a comedy. He's not going to try to pretend like, oh, this is some serious moment, or anything like that, like serious movie, and it with hints of comedy. It's like, no, this movie's gonna be funny, and he kind of owns that.
Yeah, I mean the character of Thor is like so Shakespearean that
Mhm.
I don't know it was just so good.
I love the part
that's
when
my movie criticism. It was so good.
Yeah, it was just good. I love the part when he's like talking to the Hulk and he's like, I don't even like Banner. He's like, I like you more, or whatever. Giving a spoiler away, but
Yeah, he kind of just says whatever the character wants to hear.
yeah, and then he went back and said it again to
What?
Bruce.
I love the Hulk.
Good movie. I can't wait to get
Yeah.
that on Blu-ray.
That's gonna be my, just like what am I gonna watch? I don't want to watch something new. I'll watch Thor Ragnarok, like
Yeah, it's kind of right there with The Force Awakens.
right. I mean,
When
it
you don't know
wasn't
what to
like
watch,
so.
just
It wasn't
pop it
so.
in, have
It wasn't
fun.
so deep, but like it was like I'm just smiling
Right.
talking about it. It was just so much fun. Like
Mhm.
I think Civil War and Winter Soldier and Iron Man are better movies, but like
Right.
if I'm just trying to say how much fun I had, I didn't have more fun with any movie than Thor Ragnarok. Spider-Man Homecoming I had a
100%
lot of
agree.
fun with, but this was like even funnier and just crazier, but
He
awesome.
was out there.
Like when that certain thing happened, um,
Towards the end.
yeah, you do you know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah,
a
I know.
major.
hmm
Okay, anyways, like that surprised me, but like it's awesome now.
Yeah,
Like
I
I can't
agree.
wait to see that character now in Infinity War.
I agree. Yeah,
But-
that caught me off guard, but I was totally
Me too,
fine
especially
with it.
given the Infinity War marketing, and it doesn't show that.
Oh yeah,
That's impressive. This certain thing wasn't spoiled to us, but
dude, what a great time to be alive.
I know we're talking about Star Wars trilogy. We're talking about Thor Ragnarok. Justice League comes out a week from right now. Like
I'm
what?
dying. I'm actually really
Battlefront
pumped to
2?
see that.
Me too. I'm excited.
Just
I'm excited.
The
Like it actually
clips
looks
are
really good.
good. Yeah,
Yeah,
those
they
clips
are.
that have been coming out.
Punisher comes out in a week. I haven't
Jeez,
seen
man.
any trailers. I haven't seen any trailers from Punisher because I don't want
Yeah,
to.
same. I haven't watched one of them.
I never watch any trailers for any of the Netflix stuff because
Same here.
I'm like I didn't see any trailers for the Defenders. It's just like I'm gonna watch it. But Star Wars
Exactly.
is different. I can't not watch a Star Wars trailer. I watched the. Oh, let's talk about. This is getting on, but that 45-second TV spot.
Right.
That was
Best
incredible.
TV spot
I
of
mean,
all
with
time.
yeah, with Luke on the Falcon, we get this is not gonna end the way you think, or this is not gonna go the way you think, and then Rey ignites her lightsaber, and I heard that's not good editing. Like I
It's
heard that's
backwards.
actually how it is. I saw you said that, and I honestly didn't see it that way. Like I didn't see it backwards, but
Wait, when did I say that? Did I say that out loud?
someone said it was.
I was talking to Grayson about it at the movie theaters, and
Oh,
I was
really?
like, yeah, it kind of looks backwards.
Someone else said it was backwards.
Oh, because I was about to say, how the heck did you know? I was like, I didn't say
Grayson
that to
tells me
anyone
these
else.
things.
He's like every time we text, he like messages. He's like, "This is what he said."
Yo, Keenan said this, bro.
Yeah, but the Millennium Falcon shot.
I mean, that's my Twitter header. Like, it's so good.
Why can't this? Oh God, I'm dying right now. Like, there's just so much to be excited for.
I know, and I haven't even been watching Star Wars Rebels this year,
I haven't either.
which
I've
I
kind of
should,
faded
but
out of that.
yeah, me too, man. Like, once I hear good things, I'll just binge it all, and that's
Yeah,
kind of crazy because I love Star Wars Rebels, but there's just nothing really in it that brings me to it.
nothing
Especially
really
since
refreshing.
especially since we saw the first episode of season 4 so far in advance. It kind of just like because I didn't love it. I didn't love the episode,
Mhm.
so it kind of just deflated a little bit for me.
I think I think the quality of these of content is getting so high that like dedicate how long's an episode? About like 23
But
minutes or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
Commercials like there's so much content you can be consuming, especially us being sports fans too.
Oh
There's
my
so much
gosh.
content to consume and it's hard to keep up with it all so that sometimes you like the things that aren't like top-notch quality start to kind of fade. Like you
hmm
can't really keep up with something like that.
I mean, I watch basketball every night, legitimately every single night with League Pass.
Hmm.
I watch YouTube
And that's 3 hours
videos.
of time.
Yeah, and I'm a really busy person.
And you're in school.
Yeah, and I'm in a fraternity, which like I'm running for like an executive position in it, and like I have to deal
Dope.
with this like volunteering and school, but yeah, Star
See,
Wars
that's
is
what
number one.
happens. Yeah, that I think that's kind of like the reason why, at least for me, that's why Rebels is kind of faded. When it's like springtime, when like nothing was happening, that's when I was like really like binge watching it and catching up.
hmm
Because there was like no sports or anything like that. The blockbusters hadn't hit for movies. Nothing much was going on, and that's usually when I would try to catch up on that kind of stuff.
hmm
And I mean, now we're gonna have a live action show, a brand new animated show that we gotta watch. I started Game of Thrones, which is amazing. Like, there's just so much content to consume. And then
Yeah,
if you want to do like be a YouTuber, you're
comic books.
spending 5 hours. Yeah, like it doesn't end. There's just content everywhere. Podcasts,
hmm
so it's tough.
I go to the gym to the gym every day too, so that's an hour at least. So,
Exactly.
I started watching. I'm halfway through Wind River.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's really good so
So
far.
freaking good.
It's not what I thought it was.
Wait until
I
like toward yeah, me either. Wait until like towards the ending. Unless you've looked
mhm.
up like
No,
stuff on the movie.
no. I
Okay.
haven't even seen a trailer for it, man.
Yeah, man, it's probably my favorite movie of the like I kind of feel like Baby
Wow.
Driver was like my favorite, and then that whole Kevin Spacey stuff like made me feel awkward watching it.
Well,
Uh
have you seen that Twitter post? It's like a screenshot from Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, where
oh God.
Where Kevin Spacey's like, over there is a male junior high school, and it's like, no,
Oh,
Kevin, no, don't take us there.
that's so bad. Did
It's
you see the one that
awkward.
Dash Star shared?
No,
Oh God, I wish I could pull it up. It's about like
hold on,
it's
I'll
about
pull it up.
yeah, it's pretty bad, but it's also really funny. I retweeted it too, but it was like a few days ago.
Dash star Kevin Spacey. Let's see. Um, I'll just look up your Twitter, and then I'll try to find it. But yeah, the kid. I mean, everything in Hollywood, man. It's terrible. I can't. I mean,
Yeah,
it's such
Can't trust anyone.
no. I mean, it's just sad how I mean the like abuse of power that's going on and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see, dash star. Okay, let's see. In the name in the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, you're under arrest. What does it say? I'm gay.
Kevin Spacey.
I'm retweeting that right now.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Nobody else can see it, but just trust us. That is awesome.
I mean, follow us on Twitter.
Dude, also, like, we should probably just quickly, I know this is getting long, quickly mention the whole Fox thing.
It's fine. No one's gonna be like if if someone is listening at this point in the podcast, please comment down below, and I will be very impressed. No one's gonna be listening.
Say, we appreciate your attention.
Yeah, but oh yeah, the Fox thing.
Yeah, because like if Disney gets that, then their streaming service is like, it's gonna
It's
be
above Marvel. And like I'm like a Disney chill too, so
yeah.
I love Disney so
Because
much.
like
It sucks. Sorry, go ahead.
would be pulling in X-Men, Fox, all their TV shows. Then you got Marvel,
You
Star
can put
Wars.
the X-Men in Infinity War Part 2.
Yeah, I doubt they do it though.
I don't
I'd like
really
them to
want
save that and then make like if they could make Galactus the next big villain or Doctor Doom or something like that, like I'd be 100% on board for that.
Yeah.
But
All
yep.
right. Well, I think that'll do it for this episode. Crazy stuff coming out, man. It's finally good to see something good coming out because of all like kind of the negativity around. I mean, at least even Star Wars with like the Ron Howard stuff. It's just kind of been a mess, but I mean, we're in for such a wild ride, starting with Thor to the end of time. It's going to be amazing. So, yeah, keep watch for new episodes of this show. I'm really bad at being consistent with it, just because I am. But yeah, so that'll do it. Keenan, where can the good people find you on the social medias?
Social medias, Instagram and YouTube at Keenan YouTube, with 2 E's in Keenan, and I am the Geek Keenan on YouTube. You can just search it and you'll find me, and that's it.
When I go to tag you on Twitter, I still type the geek, and then I'm like shit.
I know.
And then I type
I always
back
feel
like
bad.
Keenan YouTube. Like there's some new geek Keenan. He's like, who the hell keeps tagging me? And then you guys can just find me on Twitter at the Trayinator. I kind of want to change my Twitter name, but I've had that since 8th grade, and I'm in 14th grade, so it's kind of iconic.
You just gotta roll with it.
Yeah, and then I'm on Instagram at Star Wars Trey. People have been following me on my nerdy Instagram that aren't nerds, and I don't like it. But the more followers, the better. So, yeah. Anyways, thanks for listening. Subscribe to this on YouTube or Podbean or iTunes, wherever you hear, and have a great day. May the Force be with you always.